It's May. It's May, the lusty month of May. Those lyrics always come to mind when the month of May rolls around and winter is officially in the rear view and summer is glimmering on the horizon. We are awake within the experience and everything is different, and yet everything is the same. Loving this present moment, yet we're very eager for the next one. And as we come to this moment, to this powerful time in our lives, we have come fully into the knowing that we are powerful creators, that everything on our path up to this point was perfect, that everything has happened for us to bring us to this now moment so that we could fully realize that perfection, that nothing was ever lost and nothing was ever wrong, and that we are always exactly in the place that has been divinely orchestrated by our own internal compass so that we can bring ourselves closer to the truth of who we are. That as the powerful creators of our own reality, that we are given the gift of choice, and that in every single moment we can choose to align with our truth, or we can choose a different experience, but that it is always our choice, and that it always was our choice, except that maybe we didn't know that it was our choice. That the most powerful thing that we each could do as the creators of our reality and all those that we love and cherish is to follow our joy and allow and express the love that we have always been, but maybe have forgotten. And so we find ourselves here now at the beginning of a new month, in a new season, here, now, and forever, as the creator of a life experience that we have come here to live. So I ask you, what is it that you wish to experience in this most amazing and glorious time to be alive? Do you know? Because it is all here for you, anything that you choose. This past weekend, I was reminded that having a perfect day was as easy as choosing that day and allowing it to unfold and not getting caught up in external dramas or internal traumas. It really is that easy. If you are not having a life experience that feels like joy to you, may I gently remind you to check in with yourself. What are you giving your attention to? And what is the meaning that you are giving it? We hear often that the law of attraction works like this. What you focus on, you get more of. But let's just take a moment and really understand that most of the time, we don't even know what we're focused on. Unconsciousness is running on autopilot. That beautiful big brain you have within that skull is hardwired for survival. So it's just constantly scanning and filtering the environment for dangers and threats. And it does. It filters 99% of everything that it encounters through a day, even though sometimes I know it doesn't feel like it filters anything. So you are literally on autopilot most of your day, which is why you can end the day, any day, a busy day, and look back and barely recall the events of that day. It changes only when there's a change, when there's a new stimulus, new environment, new people, some sort of change, whatever that looks like. So your energy, this is your attention and focus, is most often directed towards automatic responses that you're not even aware of. So when it is said, you get more of what you focus on, most of us remain completely unaware of what we're actually focusing on until the next level of response kicks in. This is my favorite one. How we feel, our emotions and feelings. When we're focused on good things, pleasing events, people, situations, beauty, thoughts, daydreams, nature, we feel ease, we feel peace, we feel joy and bliss and love. But when our attention is drawn to the negative, to the news, the bad news, the negative stories, we start to feel bad, and we feel it in our bodies. So how you feel then becomes an indicator of where your attention is going. Therefore, if you simply check in with yourself throughout the day, how am I feeling? you can start to become aware of where your attention is being pulled. If you feel anything but ease and well-being, it is because your attention is being placed on things that are a lower frequency or vibration, and therefore at a lower level of consciousness. The natural world constantly reinforces that our inherent nature is one that feels ease. It is a generalized state of well-being. So if you were to simply start checking in with yourself, and then by doing a little self-correction, you would naturally find and return to that peaceful, easy state of well-being. Now, what generally happens is that you notice that you aren't feeling ease. Maybe you're anxious or worried. That lovely human brain comes online because now you've set it on this task of noticing when you don't feel ease. And it wants to know, well, why? Why is my human not feeling ease? So now your attention and focus are looking for the why behind the feeling of not being ease. That big brain starts sifting and sorting and digging. Aha, my human is not feeling ease because she is worried about fill in any blank here. And thus begins the familiar cycle of, there it is, there's the reason, and then the reason becomes the focus, and you get lost in the spiral, and you never actually stop feeling anxious and worried. In fact, you actually feel more anxiety because you're now focused on the reason that you are feeling anxious in the first place. Then you start to talk about it to your friends, to your lover, to your coworkers. Nobody likes to feel anxious and worried or depressed alone. Now you've put the feeling of anxiety into transferable energy and you're spreading the misery. And the more you talk about it, the worse you feel. By the time you crawl into bed at night, you're exhausted. You've spent a good portion of your life energy on the problem. And that problem was never fixed. And you couldn't let it go. So it's still with you as you lay down to sleep. That energy is still with you when you wake up in the next morning and you notice that something in your body feels off. Maybe now you have a pain and an ache. And the cycle continues to feed itself, slowly stealing joy and the power of the now moment. Okay, I get it. This is the way you've always lived, and change requires focused attention. But what if? What if when you noticed that there was a negative feeling in your body, you simply allowed it to be? What if you just took a deep breath and then you took your most powerful tool, your attention and your focus, and you looked for something that brought you a better feeling? What if you started by saying, I love the way the sunshine shines through the leaves of the trees. I love the color of that flower. I love her shoes. I love the sound of running water. I love the sky. Bringing yourself back into your body with your breath. I feel my feet on the earth. I smell the scent of spring. I hear the buzzing of a bee. I see the horizon. Within just a few short minutes, I'm telling you, probably less than a minute, you will have elevated your thoughts right out of the problem. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Look, I know this is basic, but if all of us lived in the solution instead of the problem, we would never have a problem because we wouldn't be constantly choosing the problem over and over. We all know there are no solutions when you are in the problem, and any decision made from the problem most often will be from a place of fear. And fear equals fewer options. This is a grand time to be alive and to create the reality that you want to live in. So you get to decide, what would you like your experience to be? Nothing has ever happened to you. It has only ever happened for you. And you are the powerful creator of your reality. You get to decide the experience that you want to have in every moment. Are you ready to create a life that is beyond extraordinary? Join me this month, this glorious month of May, and let us come into this now moment and choose how we want to experience the glorious month of May.